Hey everyone, what's up? So in my previous video, I set up this Raspberry Pi Zero based game controller on a breadboard. In this video, I'm gonna complete that setup by soldering the power bank IC on the back side of PCB and then put together this whole project by connecting everything together. If you want a full detailed build guide of this project along with the 3D files and the other stuff like schematic and the PCB Gerber data, then check out this project's page. Now let's get started. In the previous video, using this schematic, I prepared this breadboard version, which was basically 13 buttons connected with ground and their assigned GPIO pins. This setup was powered by a power bank which contains the IP5306 IC. I searched about this IC on the internet and found out that it's a power management IC for 3.7 volt lithium ion cells, and it has a charge indication with battery percentage indicator and most importantly high and low cut of the battery. So I added this IP5306 minimal setup to my design and use it to boost a 3.7 volt lithium ion cell to 5 volt 2 ampere for Raspberry Pi and the display. I first designed this whole structure in Fusion 360 and then used the PCB layout from Fusion 360 to model the PCB outline in my PCB CAD software. I placed the push buttons in the classic Game Boy layout with an extra hotkey button. Also, this PCB is basically a Raspberry Pi hat. After finalizing the PCB, I uploaded its Gerber data to PCBWay's PCB quote page and ordered 5 PCBs in the black solder mask. I received these PCBs in a week, which was really fast, and I have to say, PCB that I have received were great as always. PCBWay, you guys rock. Check out PCBWay for getting great PCB service for less cost. The next step is the PCB assembly. But before that, these are the things that I used in this build. Custom PCB, IP5306 IC, 10 UF0805 package capacitors, USB port, USB micro port, lithium ion battery with CON2 connecting wire, CON2 connector, 10K0603 resistance, 2R0805 resistance, push buttons, indicator LED 0603 package, vertical push buttons and female header pin. So after receiving the PCBs, all that left to do is the PCB assembly process of this board, which contains two major steps. The step 1 is the SMD component soldering and the step 2 is the THT component soldering. For step 1, I will use my hot plate to solder SMD components to the PCB, but before that, we need to first apply solder paste to each component pad one by one. After that, we need to pick and place each component by hand one by one carefully on their assigned location in the right order. Next, we need to carefully lift this PCB and place it on a SMD hot plate for reflow. The hot plate heats this PCB from the bottom side up to the solder paste melting temperature. When the solder paste completely melts, we need to remove this PCB from the hot plate and let it cool down for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now in the step 2, we have to add THT components to this PCB, which are USB ports, button and the battery connector. Then we soldered their pads. Also, I did order the Raspberry Pi Zero header pin socket, but it hasn't been delivered yet because of the pandemic lockdown here in India. So instead, I'll be using two header pins, each contains 20 ports. After soldering all the ports, our PCB has been completed. Now we plug the lithium cell and add a USB power monitor to the USB port. And as we can see, we are getting 5 volt in the USB output and the indicator LEDs are working properly as well. Now we add the main component of this project on this PCB, which is the Raspberry Pi Zero W, which already contains the Recalbox installed with necessary changes done to the config file. Check out this project's page for more info about this config file or watch the previous video. This is our main board, which already looked pretty awesome with the custom sill screen done in front. Now we add the circuit on our previously made game controller body, which is this. We mount this circuit on the main body with 4 self-locking M2 screws and then connect the display's VCC ground and PAL port with our Raspberry Pi and circuit. And our setup is complete for now. We turn on our setup by pressing this vertical button. The Recalbox boot normally like it should and our buttons are working. Now let's play Pokemon Emerald on this game controller. To add more games, we first need to download the custom ROM of any game you want to play on this game console. For example, I downloaded this Dragon Ball game that I want to play in my PAL Pi setup. For that, go to the network setting in the Recalbox and fill up your network SSID and password in it. After that, you will get connected via the internet and you will see your Recalbox IP address. Open the WinSCP and enter your Raspberry Pi IP in it. Then for the username, type root and the password is the Recalbox root. Copy and paste your ROM file in the right emulator, which is in my case GBA, Game Boy Advance that is. Now restart your Recalbox and open the GBA emulator in your Recalbox and your game should be on its list. By doing the same, you can emulate so much good stuff in the Recalbox. Just be sure to paste the game ROM in its right emulator and that is pretty much it. This setup works and I'm pretty happy with its performance. Right now its display is okay. It's not bad, but its resolution is not very good. The new version will have a better display. I haven't used a better display in this project because of cost reasons. Also, the next version will feature a more slim and better version of the overall PCB with a display mounted on the PCB or something similar. I'm not entirely sure, but it will be better. Leave a comment if you need any help regarding this project, or hit the subscribe button perhaps. Check out this project page if you need a detailed version. Also, huge thanks to PCBWay for supporting this project. Check out PCBWay for great PCB service for relatively lower cost. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another project soon. Peace out.